Zoysia grass. Why would anybody want to put zoysia grass in their home lawn? Well, if you're from the Great White North or somewhere in between where you're used to cool season grasses, you're going to look for that smaller leaf blade. That's what you're used to. Some people from up north think that St. Augustine is a weed because it's such a broad, coarse leaf. Zoysia gives you more of a plush feel, more like a nice carpet in your home. So that's why you would want the zoysia. Also, it can develop some amazing color to give you good contrast in your landscape. Zoysia in the South a long time ago was a tough nut to crack. The only thing that we had out there was mire, and the reason why is because nematodes are so famous in our soils naturally. The first zoysias that came over for commercial production where we started really propagating came from Brazil. Some of them have come from Australia. And that said, it's a drought tolerant grass. Now it will go dormant, turn brown, but as soon as you add water back to it, it's gonna green back up and go again for you. Zoysia, when you're prepping your seed bed and you're prepping your yard, you want to make sure you got plenty of moisture like any other sod. Have moist sod, put it down. And I will tell you that one thing about zoysia is, generally speaking, it takes a little bit longer to establish than some of the other warm season cultivars. So you want to keep your water kind of heavy to start with to get it putting roots down, and then slowly back off, watching it to make sure that it's not stressing too much. But once you get it established, it's one of those bulletproof grasses. A few things you might want to be aware of in your maintenance program is in the fall and in the spring, when you have warm days and cool nights and plenty of moisture as we get in Florida, you want to make sure you've got a good fungicide program in your maintenance so that you avoid large patch or small patch. That's just one of those things that all zoysias are susceptible to. Some of the newer cultivars are much more tolerant and will do a much better job for you. The japonicas are all of these medium to larger leaf zoysias, and they seem to do really well down here in the deep south. Fertilizer, you're going to lean a little bit more to the potash side than you are the nitrogen side. But just a standard fertilizer, lawn fertilizer, generally controlled release, is better for zoysia as opposed to just your plain old solubles. Other than that, maintenance, as far as mowing, you want to try to keep it down there between 1 inch and 2 inches. Definitely will tighten up and perform better if you can keep it at a lower mowing height. And that kind of means you got to do a little more prep work on your yard before you lay the sod, because you don't want a bunch of highs and lows where it scalps. Great grass, tough as nails. Once you get it established, you just about can't take it out. So zoysia is one of those that's a high-end grass. Royalty enjoys zoysia.